DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. PK, the Monday press conference with Kyle Whittingham. I thought the next big question, we're not quite there yet because there's 2 games left in the regular season, and then we'll see what there is beyond that. And as Kyle pointed out while answering the question, they've moved the transfer portal window back from December to January. So while decisions can be made, they can also be reversed, and the intrigue can swirl on longer. But what's the long-term plan with 2 underclassmen quarterbacks who both look like they can win games? I mean, forever, and by forever I mean, the last 2 years. But maybe before that, but certainly it's been on full display the last 2 years. Why don't the Utes have a better backup quarterback? Well, now it looks like they've got him. But they got a freshman and a junior, right? So, 1, how do you get the money to retain them both? And 2, do you have the playing time to retain them both? And Kyle got asked that, and I think he addressed it, pretty much as well as you could in November. But he did say it's an administrative thing. I love that. I mean, they've got this $20.5 million as part of the House settlement, and how do you divvy that up between sports? And everybody wants football to win, but everybody wants the other programs funded, and it's going to take money to keep a quarterback, which I thought Kyle underlined with the quote, it's an administrative thing. I've recruited him, I've coached him up, but I don't get to decide how much money we get.
Well, I asked him a question, who's better?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he handled it politically correct. They're different.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not.
They are, because one guy throws the ball better downfield than the other.
But he said they're different
He did.
in effectiveness.
He did.
Not one is better than the other.
He was very careful not to say that.
Right. But the thing that caught my ear is that Byrd, the Fick man, has more zip. He said that. More zip. That's Z-I-P. Not 2 P's.
Just 1.
Although there's a sports bar down in the Phoenix area that is Z-I-P-P. But that doesn't apply in this case.
Okay, random knowledge. Thank you.
If you're ever down there.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, if he can zip it better, then zip it. Zip it good.
Is he Devo all of a sudden?
So go ahead and go along those lines. I believe that in 2026, the Fick man
will be the guy?
Yeah. At some point.
Oh, not out of the gate.
I haven't seen the schedule. I don't know what it is and all that stuff yet. But he's the future, and it's not the distant future. If he can zip it better, you have no passing attack now. I mean, you can get up there all the time, and you're right, so good for you, and say, well, we didn't have much in the throw game, but we didn't need much. All right, you got me there, but you're going to go through every season, every game, not
because
needing the throw game?
You're going to need it against elite teams. The run game is so good this year, and I don't know if it'll be that good again next year, and we're going to have to rebuild the offensive line, but
that's a big deal.
The run game is so good right now.
They literally should lose all the offensive linemen because the seniors obviously going to go, and the other 2 take the money, boys.
Yeah, off to the NFL. Your first-round draft picks.
For what it's worth, the 2026 schedule has 3 straight home games to start the season.
So
they open against Idaho, host Arkansas, and host Utah State.
Yeah.
Arkansas with a new coach because they're on the list of teams that's already fired their guys.
Yeah. So with that in mind, you're going to have a better throw game, and as he calls it. And if this guy has more zip on the ball, he's a better thrower. You got to play the best guys.
Yep.
That's all it boils down to. That's your allegiance is to always play the best guys. Nothing else. Nothing gets in the way of playing the best guys who give you the best chance to win.
Once you let sentimentality put its nose under the tent, you're in trouble.
Right. So
you don't get any points for sentimentality.
This is what we've got going here. And then that doesn't mean Dampier can't have a role. Or it doesn't mean he stays. Maybe he goes to some other place. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen. But when you're telling me that this young man over here has more zip on the ball, that's all I need to know. because we've already seen he's an electrifying runner. That's a fact. So we've got that covered. And as crazy as it may sound, he may be a better runner than Dampier.
That is crazy.
But I haven't seen that enough yet to think that.
I get it, but you saw the 2 long runs against Baylor, and you've seen some other runs.
Right, but I mean, Dampier has the ability to dance around, go left, go right, go up, move back. I haven't seen Birdman do that yet. I've seen him in a straight line just haul.
Just fly away from everybody.
Right, so we know he can do that. So what's it going to be when he has to move around a little bit and dance around and buy time? Dampier's excellent at that.
Well, how explosive will it be when he's an every down guy and he gets all the hits and all the bumps and all the bruises? Maybe something worse than that, maybe playing on a sprained ankle or whatever, because Dampier is 102 carries into the season. Ficklen's got less than half of that. He's at 47. So how often do you get hit, and how do you hold up over the course of a season?
Yeah, but I mean, you can't not play somebody who's better because I'm worried about him getting hurt.
Oh, I agree. That's not the point I'm making. The point I was making was what you said about we've seen him fly in a straight line, but what's it going to be like when he's the guy and there's more snaps and you see the one where, okay, now he's in traffic and yet he's got to get 2 more yards, push the pile forward, or cut and drag this guy an extra yard or 2.
And Dampier does that.
Dampier's gotten hard yards. Yeah. You know, it's 3rd and 5, and he gets 6.5. And with Ficklin, we've seen him more on the edge just fly away from people.
And I trust Dampier in those situations. But
if Ficklin's an every snap guy, he's not going to average 9 yards a carry.
He's never going to stretch the defense.
Not going to happen. They don't fear it. They know not to fear it. They've seen all the underthrown deep balls, and that's why Ficklin is going to win out here.
He's
at some
the
point.
Reaper, and they don't fear the Reaper.
I was surprised when you said next season because I thought by the start of next season. You said some point next season.
Mm-hmm.
I thought by the start.
Maybe so.
Yeah, with a spring ball and a fall, and now they have confidence because Kyle's so big on turnovers. And if it is Morgan next year, Morgan's going to be just as big on turnovers as Kyle was.
It's just Jason Beck is going to have the guts. So they had that situation with
Rodgers at running back.
Running back doesn't matter.
I thought he stayed loyal to Rodgers.
Quarterback is far more important.
I get that, but I thought he stayed. I thought Parker should have emerged over Rodgers a few games before he did.
And who was the kid who came up from L.A.? We had his high school coach on. Was his name Williams? And he was battling.
Oh, you're talking years ago when Troy Williams was the starter as a JC transfer. And they had a good junior year, but they didn't cash in on a senior year. They went to Huntley as a sophomore.
Right, But
again, they were playing for the long run.
Troy Taylor had the guts to make that call, and it was the right call. Now, does Beck have the guts to make that call, turning his back on his 2-year starter, turning on his back on a guy who helped him essentially get the Utah job in the fat raise?
Yeah. But back to play the best guy.
Right. But we're dealing with emotions. It's
It's
not a mathematical 2 + 2 = 4 at all times.
I think there's a lot of loyalty there.
Yeah.
And I thought we saw it, and that's why Rodgers was getting carries that I thought could have gone to Parker. Well, Rodgers came from New Mexico, and Parker didn't. And it took a long time. Now Parker emerges
from Washington State. I think that's even.
No, because the offensive coordinator has more say than the running back coach, I think.
If he wants it. But normally they let their position guys determine who plays.
I don't see any other reason that why in October Parker is getting limited to 6 or 8 carries a game.
Did they win those games if they have Parker carrying 15 times?
Maybe the BYU game. I don't think they win the Texas Tech game, but maybe the BYU game. But I thought play the best guy.
I think they did at the time.
I don't know. Well, agree to disagree. I don't think they did.
You were all jacked up on they got to get Merriweather the ball more.
Yeah, now he's hurt. Well, he's open downfield, but they can't get the ball to him.
He's on his 3rd team because he isn't good enough.
Okay, but he's still open. And when he is open, even if it's only a few times, get him the ball.
Right. That's why you put in Byrd.
I know. I agree.
Yeah. But does Beck have the ability to change that? Can he actually even do it? You can argue that, well, having Dampier leave makes the decision much easier. Now, it weakens your team. You don't want him to leave.
Now you're without a backup quarterback again.
Well, they've got other guys coming in. So
Maybe one of the unproven guys will step into the role.
we'll see about that, yeah. I mean, who would have thought that
Maybe they won't need him.
Ficklin would be such a dynamic player this year, but yet he has been. So there's a bunch of things that can still happen. So from that perspective, that's why I said some point during the year. Because
Well, what is Ficklin's mindset? Is that good enough to keep him here? Don't you assume that somebody else is out there looking at him tampering after all the interviews we've had, all the people we've talked to?
Sure, and I also assume that Utah's out there looking too. Works both ways.
I get it,
That's
but
a
that
one-way deal.
But them out there looking doesn't help them keep Byrd Ficklin. And in
no, but
this
so
case-
as they get somebody better.
Well, that would be interesting. I don't see that happening. I would expect Dampier or Ficklin as a starting quarterback next year. That someone else comes in over the top of them.
Well, I didn't say over the top of them. I said in place of Ficklin.
So Dampier is the starter, and Ficklin leaves, and they bring in someone else.
If
as a
it
backup.
happens, it happens. Yeah, and then you go out and you find somebody else. I mean, I know our guys; they're sinless, but
Everybody's reaching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
There's no way
who's to
they're
say, especially if Ficklin leaves early and you got somebody, that's how they got Bachmeier. He's going to come in for a year and sit behind Retzlaff. And so if Ficklin leaves, then Dampier is the established starter. So you bring in somebody who's a freshman and actually has a redshirt year.
We're going to get you up to speed.
Yeah.
Maybe redshirt. Maybe there's an injury and you're the guy this year. We got to
Right.
get you up to speed right away.
And obviously it went haywire with Retzlaff's issue.
But they landed
away
on their
we go.
they landed on their feet.
Yeah. And then say, oh, man, I told you, I kept saying all summer it was going to be Bear, and it was. And good for them. Now they're set up. Looks like they're set up until he's done, and this Ryder kid comes in, and away they go. We'll see if it plays out that way. I don't know. So many things can happen between now and then, and we see crazy things happen just in such a short span of time, too. But all those things, so...
It's good to have a long-term plan, but so many crazy things happen, you got to be ready to
You have to be
adjust.
prepared for everything. If Ficklin wants to go or Dampier wants to go, you say, well, thank you. I wouldn't necessarily get in a bidding war because I don't know that if either one of those guys go, that it has a major impact on wins and losses.
Well, and if you do get in a bidding war, assuming they're capped out, if that's really how the rules work, if you pay two quarterbacks, you're not going to pay another portion of the roster, and that'll get you beat. So,
Well, yeah, but see, that's where, and Dillingham said this just yesterday. Mm-hmm. He said, we're doing great on fans and boosters and students. I mean, they've sold out every game.
Mm-hmm.
First time, I don't know, however long. And he said, what we are lagging behind, and he constantly talks about this, he beats the drum almost every day, is we need the businesses. And they need to step up. And why wouldn't you want to have our guys associated with your business? And so from that perspective, yeah, that's the same thing here. They need these businesses, the business people who've got the cash to offset what they're lacking. Yeah.
make Byrd Ficklin and Devon Dampier the face of your business. Make Bear Bachmeier the face of your business.
Now, we're already seeing Dampier does a water ad here. We've played several times.
Yeah.
So I think that they can get that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the other folks because you've got the money, so you've got all that stuff going on.
I was watching the Utah State Weber State basketball game, and there was Dan there that ran a few times where the five basketball players all had a line in the ad and were passing the basketball off screen, and then the next guy caught it. They were selling cars, so it can be done. It's out there.
Yeah. So I don't know that they're in a bad spot, but everybody wants more spot, a better spot. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody's chasing Ohio State, and Ohio State wants more.
And then there comes a time to where if, like they did, BYU did with Marion, here's what we got. You want more? You're free to leave.
Coaches can't give it away if they don't have it.
And so he left. And I have no idea what he's doing in Miami. I haven't paid a lick of attention. And I don't know what he would have done here. But he had a nice season last year, obviously, particularly with the special teams and all that. So with that in mind, away you go. Right? Here's the quote. Our casual fans, unbelievable. We've sold out every game. We're activating the 99%. Where we're still missing is the city. The businesses in the city, the big-time, high-end donor base.
Where's my billionaires?
Yeah. And that's going to cap them at a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
They can be good, but you're going to have to get the diamonds.
Diamonds in the rough, sneak up on them, and how often can you do that if Texas Tech is out there tens of millions at a time? All of a sudden, you're the Rays trying to take down the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Dodgers and the Jays.
You can be 7, 8, 9 wins, maybe competitive, particularly if you dummy down the non-conference schedule. But can you get 11? Probably not.
How often can you win the league and grab a playoff berth?
Yeah.
Once or twice a decade if you're lucky.
Right. So you're going, and I think it applies for Utah also. It's the same thing. Apparently BYU's got them, from what we understand. And somebody like Utah, and I just spoke of the one here down in the desert, they need to get that. And how are you going to be able to do that? Right? So if you can do that, then you can have it. I mean, he said yesterday, just Kyle, speaking of he just went right where the top 25, you're going to find out, is going to be the budget. He said it again yesterday. And he has such credibility when he says that stuff because of his longevity, and he doesn't have to worry about losing his job or winning over people. So he can tell it like it is, particularly as he takes the broad perspective, big picture view of college football. And he's telling us truth. And he's not saying it. Dillingham's trying to sell it because he's only 35. Kyle's 66 in a few days. Right? So away he goes. So there you go on that. So when he says this, he's appealing to the businesses, but it's not really going to affect his life either way because he's on the end side of it.
But when two guys at different ends of the career arc are saying the same thing, and they're both winning way more than they're losing, so they're not making excuses.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what you're supposed to do as a reporter is get more than one source and make sure they're different, that someone's not echoing what somebody else said.
Right.
And, okay, they live in different states, they got different backgrounds, they're different ages, but they're both winning, and they're both seeing the same thing. You know, they both admit, yeah, we got more than this school, who we thump in September by 50, because we got more than them.
Yeah.
But then we lose to this school in October because they got more than us. And it's just pretty straightforward.
And I think Ficklin was one of those gems.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. He's not exactly five-star guy where Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia are all on him.
Now it's going to turn out the arc is certainly up. We're all of us are excited about his potential.
But the more he plays, the more those schools are going to come calling.
Maybe so.
Yeah. All right, Yak, you said you had a little news. What are you seeing?
On3's reporting, Steve Wilfong and Pete Nacco said that Arizona State quarterback Sam Levitt is being actively shopped at, quote, a high level to other programs with the plan of entering the transfer portal when the window opens on January 2nd. They are hearing that his return to Arizona State for a third year is, quote, doubtful, and he is being represented by his brother, Dallin, as a representative from CAA, the agency he's signed with.
His brother Dallin, local tie.
So might be in the market for ASU looking for a quarterback.
You were telling us quotes that the coach and the AD weren't exactly on the same page talking about Levitt's future.
Oh, they can't afford him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to the NFL.
So they better cash in.
He hasn't shown up.
Yeah.
The last I saw, he was at best a second-day pick. Mm-hmm. And that's dicey.
Yeah. Second-day pick. Hope you go to the right team.
Might even be a third day.
Catch on as a backup.
He hasn't done that much.
Right.
But money talks, man. And if he can go get himself a bigger deal, so be it.
DJ PK, we got to take a break. When we come back, it's Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. We'll give away tickets to the Friday night game, the World Champs. Oklahoma City will be in town. We got free tickets on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
It's game week for the Utes, and the KSL Sports Zone is getting you ready for kickoff. After a blowout victory on the road against Baylor, Kyle Whittingham and the Utes return to the Hill for a showdown against Kansas State in the final home game of the season. Listen all week long for the best coverage of Utah football. Then, catch College Football Saturday game day at 10 a.m. with the postgame show immediately following the game on KSLSports.com.
Let's go then. Let's go, baby.
Your home for the best coverage of Utah football is live on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Slacker Radio headlines brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call them at 801-210-6800. Visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. It's a Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. Yak, let's do it. Let's give them away.
It's Jazz Ticket Tuesday, and your chance to win tickets is right now.
Call this number now.
Call this number now.
Be caller number 12 at 801-575-ZONE. 801-575-ZONE. And you'll be on your way to Delta Center to see the Utah Jazz.
He fires the three. He hits. Oh, don't do me like that.
This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Oklahoma City, Friday night. If you want to go, call right now, 801-575-ZONE. If you don't win now, Jake and Ben will have tickets at 10:30 and 11:30 this morning. Jazz are going to be in L.A. tonight playing the Lakers. Pregame at 7:30, tip-off at 8:30 here on the Zone. LeBron James has been upgraded to questionable for tonight's game. Could make his season debut. Expected to be a game-time decision. Think they integrate him flawlessly into the lineup? They're off to a 10-4 start.
No, I think they integrate with him.
Well, that might lead to a bump in the road. Got a good
That's
thing
on
going.
them.
Yeah. There is a theory that integrating star players back in can be a little bumpier than you think, even if in the long run it
Well, that's on the other guys. That's
Yeah.
your fault, not his fault.
Austin Reeves, 28 points a game on how many shots a game is Austin getting up right now? FGA's 18 shots a game. That figures to go down. I don't think he'll be getting 18 shots.
Okay.
But he's been lighting it up.
Yeah. But LeBron's not changing his game.
It seems unlikely.
Yeah. Unless Austin Reeves goes up to Redick and say, hey, no kings, buddy. I'm the guy.
Aha.
The king is back. I don't care.
I got it going on.
This is my and Luca's team now.
Seems unlikely.
Not the 41-year-old.
Oh, that'd be awesome. In his pregame interview.
You know it. We know it. I know you know it. You know I know it.
I know you know I know it.
Larry the Laker knows it.
Well, that's the most important thing.
And away you go.
It's about time to get Larry the Laker back on the air, isn't it?
Still football season.
I don't know what he's doing.
If LeBron makes his debut
I don't
tonight,
even know if
make
he's
a judgment
alive.
call. What are you, the 49ers head coach?
I don't know who the guy is.
Has he posted on social media? Of course, that's
I haven't
someone
seen
could be
him
running his
recently on
account.
social
He's been
media.
quiet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got a staff.
Yeah.
He's got a staff, a little army.
He's not alone in Mom's basement eating the meatloaf down there. All the things people used to send in where he'd come on and tweak them.
He did show up at Pac-12 Media Day one year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I was in L.A. for a lot of years. I just came breezing by the table.
Every year but one.
I'm Larry the Laker.
No, I think we'd had him on or something, and so he knew. He follows sports, and he showed up. And
We definitely had him on before the Utes went into the Pac-12.
Yeah. And so he shows up, and he's standing off to the side there in the commercial break, and he's obviously not a player or a coach or whatever. And says, "Hey," we chat.
Walks up, starts talking.
And I said, "Well," it was at one of the movie studios they used to have. And I said, "Well, how'd you get in?" I just told him I was here for the Pac-12 Media Days.
No pass, no nothing. Just rolls in.
His last tweets are a couple weeks back, so
Okay, so he was alive as of 15 days ago, and
Yeah, and I got a charge out of it.
I told them I was here. They let me in. We're good.
Because there was one time, this was a few years later, this was in the early days, and then a few years later, my wife was going to meet me, so we rent the car, and then she takes the car so she can have the car for the day, right? Because we're there all day. And she told me that they were giving her crap. She was going to come up and because I wouldn't have known where she parked, right? And they were giving her crap about coming up. And I think eventually she got up there. I think she actually saw Kyle, and he said okay or something. And so she did get in. But that one year, he just shows up, and I thought, wow, man, you get all this, you got to go through metal detectors and everything. And, yeah, I just said I was here. Okay. Made me laugh, just like you did.
Jazz and Lakers tonight, 8:30 here on 97.5 The Zone. And the NHL, the Utah Mammoth, will be on 1280 The Zone. 7 o'clock for their pregame show. The puck drops at 8 o'clock there in San Jose to take on the Sharks. They just lost in overtime again, gave up a goal with 5 seconds left. They were so close to victory, but it slips away. They settle for 1 point instead of 2.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot of football today. We had Frank Dolce on. We also had on Tim Fitzgerald, the publisher of Go Power Cat, part of 24/7 Sports. And Tim Fitzgerald may cover Kansas State, but I thought that was a pretty cold-blooded, analytical assessment of the game. And he talked about up and down K-State has been. Wouldn't recommend playing an international game to open the season. They came back, and he said they didn't really play well until they had a bye week.
Okay, how about TCU and ASU next year? I think they play a season but earlier, not first game, but in September in London.
Wow.
You remember
I wonder if they buy. I do
right?
remember the announcement. I wonder if they have a bye after it.
I believe they do.
I think that might help. The NFL teams all take byes on the way back. I don't know why Iowa State and K-State were advised not to, but he talks about that and all that. But then he talked about the game. He's like, the D-line against the run is spotty. This is the wrong team to be up and down against. He thinks blowout. He thinks he's coming. He's excited to come, but he's
more negative than the Fort Worth Telegram, Star Telegram, I think it's called. The beat writer for TCU was last week.
Right.
I think his name's Steve Johnson.
And he was right.
Right.
Steve was right.
But he was more positive about TCU.
He was.
He
wasn't very positive, but he was more.
And I think this guy's going to be right too.
Tim is anticipating 40 or 50 something to 10 or 20. This is another 3, 4, 5 touchdown win for the Utes.
I don't see how it's not.
I know. They're not good against the run, and you know what the Utes are going to do every single snap. They give up 150 yards a game, which is not a good number, 10 games deep into the season, and the Utes are over 275 per game.
And then I thought last week the Utes defensively were just having fun with Baylor. It seemed like they were just blitzing every which way, and if they got beat over the top a few times, they didn't care because it wasn't going to cost them.
Mm-hmm. And even though they gave up 28, I felt like there was a garbage touchdown in there, plus they pulled one back with the pick six.
I know.
So I really felt like they only gave up and they are susceptible to big plays, but it's hard in a whole game to sustain anything when that's the only thing you can get.
Right. And their leading receiver is out.
For K-State, yeah. Yeah, they don't have the stable of receivers that TCU had. There's not even close. Even healthy, they wouldn't. And now they're missing their best guy.
Right. This is going to be a blowout.
Yeah, Baylor, not TCU. Sorry. Mixing and matching there.
TCU's got some good wide receivers. But
McAllister?
Yeah.
I just thought you meant TCU's receivers.
Well, Manjack and McAllister are good.
Baylor has 4 really good receivers.
And Michael Trigg.
They were missing one. With 3 receivers and Tripp at tight end, yeah. I don't know why they didn't throw to him at the goal line, but 4 points in a 28-point game.
Don't matter.
So, yeah, Tim came away. Go listen to that interview wherever you get your podcast, and you'll come away with the idea that the Utes are going to win, and they are going to win big. They're going to run early, they're going to run often, and they're going to run well.
It'll be a beautiful senior day. Literally, figuratively, emotionally, every which way.
Put an exclamation point on it.
Yeah, I don't see any other way. It's really amazing, just pounding team after team after team.
Yeah, they are. They played one close game this year. 2-ish. Tech was a 3-point game in the fourth quarter.
1 3/4.
Yeah. And the other games have been completely out of hand, and it looks like this one will get completely out of hand.
You going to, probably on TV, but especially when you're at the stadiums, you can feel okay, this is going to be.
The whole crowd knows.
Yeah, the
whole crowd's figuring it out.
You can just see it.
Yeah.
Like down in the Rose Bowl, it took like maybe 2.5 series offensively. Like,
Everybody knew.
Yeah, you just everyone knows, and we're just right now we're just waiting until there's zeros at the end of the fourth quarter. And I've been at so many stadiums and so many games over the years. It just seems like that feeling is
That was the
rarely
vibe
wrong.
against Colorado. That was the vibe against ASU. That was the vibe against Cincinnati.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only good thing is it's not at 8:30. Well, for the fans.
Yeah.
You can see them. They leave in droves. It's a butt kicking.
The ASU game was driven by the weather.
They were all gone then. That should have never been played.
But even the Cincinnati good weather, they were still taking off. Like it's.
Oh yeah, they make me park my car way up.
It's 10:10.
It's going to change this week, but I go at that late at night, so I don't have to walk all the way up the hill. I
move
go,
your car.
Yeah, and you can see thousands of people leaving.
Streaming out of the stadium.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can see people look at their watch and well, it's 10 after 10. They're not going to start the third quarter till 10:30, and this is over. Let's go home. We'll be home, depending on where you live. You get home 10:45, 11, 11:15, whatever. Watch the rest of it. Go to bed. Yeah,
people have lives.
Yeah.
And so now maybe you don't see that this week. Maybe you do at the end just to beat traffic.
But at least it'll be fourth quarter, not second quarter.
Right. Oh, yeah. I've seen
halftime.
Leaving at halftime. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've walked to the back of the press box and looked down at halftime just to kill time.
Oh, if you look out the west side?
And you can see the cars. You can see the cars. You can see people walking the tracks. You see the cars streaming down the hill towards
Nick
the city.
Saban would have a fit.
Nick would not be.
Because they never played 8:30 games in November.
No, he didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
No, it's Alabama.
Right.
They're kicking off in the middle of the day.
Right. So I don't blame them in those situations. Games decided. You got to get up. You got to do stuff. Yeah. And maybe your body clock, because you're working every day, you don't stay up till 1 a.m. anymore. That's more for the college kids.
Yep.
I mean, on the weekends, I rarely went to bed before 2 a.m. Now, my gosh, I'd be paying for it till Thursday the following week. I mean, because you got to go to work, you got life. Yep. You just don't do that as you get older.
Yep. James Franklin, Virginia Tech, the $49 million buyout goes down to $9 million. He had offsets in that, so he negotiated something, got $9 million, and now he's moved on to Va Tech, where if he goes out and wins 9 games, they're going to be thrilled. Get his 9 or 10 wins, call it good.
Yeah, to start, considering where they've been. Mm-hmm. I don't see why he isn't. And that's why, firing these coaches, it sucks during the season, but they get a huge advantage.
Starting next year. Now he knows
today.
He knows his team. He can start watching film and assessing guys on the roster.
Yeah,
and he can start assessing.
Recruiting. You don't necessarily lose a whole recruiting year.
Right.
It takes time to build relationships. I get it, but
he has ties down there. I was reading that he's got ties in the whole. I forget what that. There's a name for that region, but whatever it is, Tidewater, Virginia. I don't know, something. It's escaping me. But anyways, he's got roots there, so he'll plug back in.
The Newport News area. Yeah.
Virginia Beach.
My wife's, my mother-in-law's sister lived there. So I know the area fairly well for not having spent a lot of time there. But yeah, and he's not missing a beat. So the transfer portal, he's seen eyeball himself a bunch of kids play. Yeah. It's a brilliant move. The guy's certainly qualified, is he not?
Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, how is this any different than the job he had before, right? I mean, he went into Vanderbilt and did good work. He'll go in here and do good work.
Right.
All right, DJ PK, when we come back, your feedback next. Stay with us.
Utah is the poster child for why the playoffs should expand. They are playing good enough football. They're playing great football. I meant to say this, but I just thought of it. This morning I'm driving in after I go to the gym, I was at the gym, and I had on listen to the show, the college sports station, and Cannell, he equates BYU's win over Utah to Georgia Tech's win over Clemson. And that Dusty guy played linebacker at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They do
Did
it
he
in
jump him?
They do it in separate locations.
Places. Yeah, a lot of satellite shows like
he
that.
wanted to come through the satellite. Yeah. What?
Utah's way better than Clemson.
I know.
Well, why did Cannell do that?
Disrespecting our teams out here just bugs the crap out of me. And I would love for Utah to get a shot. I'm not saying I want it at the expense of BYU because I don't care. Either one's fine. I would love for both. But man,
gonna need some chaos.
I know. I got it.
That first poll came out
right now,
and there was a path, but the path depended on chaos and teams folding under pressure or coming up shorthanded because of injuries or just getting beat by a team playing a great game. And there hasn't been any of that except for Oklahoma over Alabama, which arguably is just going to keep a team in front of them, make it harder to get there. That's one case where they wanted the favorite, Alabama.
I don't think it's arguable. I think it's a fact. How do you keep Oklahoma out? You don't.
Oklahoma doesn't. Texas might still leapfrog back in because they get to play A&M, but Oklahoma doesn't have that kind of game on their schedule down the stretch.
Yeah, but
if
who
they
sees
take a loss,
Texas winning?
Oh, I think A&M will win. But I didn't think A&M was going to be down 30-3 to South Carolina. I haven't watched them a lot this year since we saw them play Utah State. And, yeah, I don't know. It's a rivalry game, weird things happen. But, yeah, I would pick A&M. We got a lot of reaction here. Another day, another plan. The Big Ten reportedly presented a plan to conference commissioners for a 2014 playoff with 4 power conferences getting 4 bids each. How about this plan? Vic, at one true Aggie. I just don't care anymore. They're going to eventually get their way, and the entire playoff will be the whole SEC and Big Ten, plus a representative from the Big 12 and the ACC if it survives, and nobody else. Who cares? Vic is over it. The golden goose.
Well, if you're a Utah State fan, I understand that philosophy, and what you have to do is just have fun in your team in your so-called level.
BYU Utah Jazz philosophy at playoff bogey. 16 is the sweet spot, in my opinion. 24 is too many.
I agree.
I can see that. The bottom 10 in the polls just change all the time. They're just swapping them in and out. I think most years there's a huge break somewhere around 15. A massive break. Now, there's also inside that top 15, there's a break. And I think we've seen Utah bump up against that, playing Ohio State in a Rose Bowl and Penn State. And I think we saw it in the playoffs last year. Most of the quarterfinal games were pretty lopsided.
Yeah.
So essentially, when they go to 24, what I'm saying is they're letting in a third tier. There's 2 tiers. Those teams down there, they're good. But they're not very good, and they're not great. The greatness is going to reside in the top 5 most of the time.
Okay, fine, yeah. But that doesn't mean that you make it smaller. We don't need an
and that's why. And we're at 12, and we're enjoying it, and the ratings show most people enjoy it, and 16. But I can see a 24 where people would be like, yeah. The Cinderella in football to a degree. I mean, is 22 really going to go on some 4-game run? Is that really going to happen?
No. It's hard to get hot in a singular game. Shooting comes and goes.
Rob says, I'm not holding my breath, but the right solution is 16 teams like the SEC proposes and multiple auto bids per Power 4 like the Big Ten proposes. 3 teams per Power 4 with 4 at large is perfect. The weekend before Christmas be like Thursday of March Madness.
Yeah, but the problem is that you're not going to get the same bids as the Big 12 as the
No, they're going to get buys. They're going to get buys.
That's the one good thing that I like about this 24 is the autos would be the same.
Right. But the other issue though is that then we'll be whining and complaining about seating. Who gets home games and buys, and who gets always gets sent on the road. The athletic department doesn't make as much money.
Sometimes you got to go win.
Yeah. All right, TJ and PK, we're out of time. Jake and Ben are next. They've got Jazz tickets to give away to see the world champs, Oklahoma City Thunder, in town Friday. They'll be giving away tickets at 10:30 and 11:30 on a Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. Stay with us.